start singing.
Oh, going live. I have to do I'll have to get like a Vogue dance going, won't I?
Yeah, you need a shape or
How
something.
square is your box? How round's your bowl?
That sort of thing.
Yeah. I'll have to sit and work myself out a routine and see if you're impressed with it when I finished it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's rude. I can't see as I can only see Thursday. No, Friday. We did Friday. Oh no, there I am. Doing the Vogue.
We did do Friday, yeah.
I did. You confused me this week.
Yeah, it's totally ruined my routine as well. Don't know what day it is, what way is up.
Let's have a flash. We can have a
You
look at.
want to see the wee
I
dress?
definitely want a flash of that. Woohoo! That is gorgeous. Are you
It's
pleased
quite
with it?
cute. Yeah, I'm working on the split back at the moment.
Okay.
There's a little garter band that'll have buttons on
Yeah.
at the centre back.
Uh-huh.
Believe how many times I've ripped that one piece out already, and the number of times I redid the front because I wasn't happy with the positioning of the dot stitch on the bodice and stuff like that. Oh, honestly.
You are a perfectionist.
So more rewrites than a Shakespeare play.
Nah. Or a Marlowe play.
Yeah.
Hmm. So what are you wearing there? Which top's that one?
Edie.
That's Edie.
Yeah, my bamboo cotton Edie.
Edie's come out to say hello again today, has she?
Yes, I thought I'd have something knitted, and it's quite cool and comfortable to wear. It's a nice one to have on.
Do you know what? It's cloudy today, but it's actually really, really warm.
Is it?
Yeah, I was in the garden in a vest top. So that's an improvement, and it's dry. That is the main thing for me at the moment. We need a bit of dry weather.
Have you got more of your chipping done? Have you?
Well, at the moment, we've decided, Callum and I, to just try and sort the stuff out and separate it. So we've
Right.
been doing that. I managed to get a couple of hours in today, but not as long as I would have liked, being a dry day. But when husbands decide that they want to talk to you and kids want to show you things and stuff like that, it's a bit inconsiderate, I think. Do they not realise that people have things to do?
Well, I was in bed last night when I got a phone call saying, "Are you all right? I'm alive." Yeah.
What?
Oh, okay, son. Fine. Whatever. So what's the noise? Oh, we're in the pub. It's really quite busy.
Yeah.
Think, the voice in my head going, "Red shirt."
Stay away.
And then he says, "Anyway, I'm coming home later." I said, "Right. What's that got to do with me then?"
Yeah.
Right, it's just I forgot my key.
Ugh.
So leave your window open and I'll whistle out the front. So 20 to 12 or whatever is out the front.
It's like some kind of disappointing stalker, isn't it?
It is rather. Came downstairs. He's like, "Oh, thanks ever so much for letting me in, Mum. You're a star." Yeah, I'm going back to bed. The dogs at this point, the tails are going like this, hyper Labrador
Yeah.
excitement,
Because this is
Oh,
unusual. Yeah, this isn't what normally happens after we go to bed.
yeah, and they'll have had a disturbed night because of it. So,
Uh,
but I did get the washing dried in record time because it's quite breezy, but it's sunny.
yeah, we've just got the cloud. We've got like that fair weather cloud stuff.
You know,
I
I'm
have
potted
squishy
up.
mail.
Oh, have you? Off Michelle.
Yeah, she brought it round this morning. Look at this. Look at that.
Big enough bag.
It's huge. So do you want to see what's in said bag?
Yes, do show.
I think I ordered 10 of each colour, but I can't really remember, to be honest.
Right.
So drops Bell in, I believe that's the petrol colour, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which is just not me at all. Strange.
Are you kidding?
Drops Cotton Light, which is 50% cotton, 50% polyester.
Yeah.
I don't remember, I don't know if that's zinc, but anyway, it's a nice grey colour, nice dark grey colour. And another Cotton Light, and this is, I don't even know what that was called, maybe mustard.
Isn't that? Oh, that's the mustard.
Yeah.
That is pretty.
And I think I've got 10 of each of those. So, oh, 12. Michelle says I ordered 12 of each. See, I'm glad she knows. Have you got Brew, Michelle? And she's just done her first ever provisional cast on.
Woohoo!
She brought it around and showed me this morning. She's making that, what's it called? What's that jumper called?
Homegrown, the cardigan.
Yeah, that's the one. She started it.
See, one of us pays attention, Michelle.
I've got so much stuff in my brain that important things keep falling out, unfortunately.
Yeah, she's just excited about her squishy mail.
The squishy mail, it just knocks everything else out. And then you just start thinking, ooh, what can I make with that?
Yeah, well, another few months you'll have a squishy mail of the other type to squeeze when he eventually comes home.
Oh, the husband.
Yeah,
I don't know.
M-A-L-E.
That's not quite as exciting though, I don't think.
I'll let him hear you say that.
It's like the advert. Do you remember the advert, Daddy or Chips?
No.
Do you not remember that? I think it was McCain's or something. And the kids are sitting at the table, and I think it's a brother and a little sister. And he keeps asking her things like chocolate or ice cream. And she'll like ice cream or, you know, Coke or lemonade, just those sorts of things. And then Dad serves up dinner, I think it is. And the brother goes, Daddy or Chips? And she's sitting there, she's going, Daddy or Chips, Daddy or Chips, Daddy or Chips.
Well, that's kids, they're honest, aren't they?
So that's now become like a bit of a catchphrase in our house. When you're talking about something like that, we just say, oh, Daddy or Chips. That's funny. So you're nearly finished with that then?
Sort of.
Cool.
I am on one of the halves of the back.
Oh.
The right back.
Okay, yeah.
So
I always have to visually wear it. It's just gorgeous.
Needs some blocking. And
you like those colour combos in the end then?
Yeah, I am quite liking it. I was thinking about putting a little bit of green along the neckline, but then I tried it and I didn't like it. I prefer it with the distinct colour blocks.
All right, cool.
Although I may make a little green flower to go on the front.
Well, that'd be nice, like a crochet one.
Yeah, to sort of link it up that way.
Oh, gorgeous. Gorgeous.
Yeah, so I'm quite pleased. It took almost a whole ball of the green, almost 100 grams.
Right.
That's what I've got left.
Then. What yarn is that?
It's the Peyton's 100% mercerized cotton.
Ah, yeah.
DK.
And
I do have some other colours. So I have this pinky colour, which I showed you.
Yeah.
And I've got the darker green, which I was thinking of going with it, but...
See, for me, I like those two colours together and possibly that one because they're like a muted shade, whereas I thought that the pink and the green that you showed me were just too bright.
Yes, I think when you see the pink with the lilac, it works quite well.
Yeah.
But the green is a much more depth to the colour, and I just don't think it works.
It doesn't quite work, no. And it'd look almost as if you've got different kinds of yarn rather than it's the same yarn, just a different colour.
And this was free yarn.
Well, it's the best kind, isn't it?
It was free yarn because the parcel arrived. I had ordered something from Lovecrafts, who were called Love Knitting at the time.
Yeah.
And that arrived, and the postie said, there's another parcel. And I said, I haven't ordered anything else. And he said, well, it's addressed to you, and I've got to deliver it. So I took it, and I opened it up.
Yeah.
And it was, I don't know, 15 balls of cotton.
Cool.
in 2 different packs. And it's got all my details on, but
Right.
I've not ordered them or paid for them or been
Okay.
charged for them for that matter. So I emailed them and I said, I've got received a second order and I don't think it's mine. I think it's a mistake. Will you send me a postage thing and I'll return it?
Yeah.
And I got a reply saying somebody will be in touch to sort it out. So nothing happened. And I left it a couple of weeks. And I thought, this yarn's still kicking around and it's really bugging me now because it's in my space and I don't want it.
Yeah.
So I phoned him up. No, there's nothing on our list for that. I'll put that on the list. What was the order number? And I said, well, it doesn't have an order number. It just has an address label with my name on it.
Yeah.
But there's no order number and there's no order. And I can assure you I haven't paid for it and I didn't order it.
Mm-hmm.
They're not even colours I'd have picked. Yeah, well, I suppose you do need it back because it's anywhere else it's about $4.69 a ball, but it's about $5.20 at Lovecraft's.
Yeah.
It's not cheap. It was a big order.
Yeah.
So I left it another couple of weeks, still nothing. So I emailed them again and I said, what about this yarn? And I've never had a reply. So I've had it 3 years now.
Well, yeah.
And under consumer law, they've only got so many days to collect it once you notify them.
Yeah. Well, I think you've done more than enough to try and get it back to them. I wonder where this poor person is with their yarn order missing.
They'll probably just sent another one out, but it's that kind of lack of control of your business.
Yeah.
That can make a business shaky and make it, between make and break, can't it?
I ordered some quilt covers from Wayfair a year or 2 back.
Oh, right.
And I ended up with extra covers in there that I didn't order. And they never sent me a label for them back, so that's still in the cupboard. It'll get used one day. You can never have enough.
Yeah, isn't it? I just don't understand the attitude. How many buttons do you think I need on the back of this thing? Over about 3.
3 is the magic number.
Okay, better do one now then.
Yeah. I don't even, know what the size is or anything. I'm just saying 3. Do you like the way I roll?
Yeah, I like the way you're thinking. I mean, it's around about 5 inches, I suppose, from the armhole to the shoulder.
Cool.
And I was going to try and do a clever detail at this crossover and go behind that and pick up 3 stitches behind there so that border came from behind the front one.
But you decided not to?
But I decided not to. Partly because I was thinking, how do I explain this?
Yeah.
And I started writing it down and I just thought, no. We'll think about that for another one.
It's okay in your own mind, you know what you're doing. Yeah. But trying to explain it is actually more difficult than you think. And other times you'll write something down and you think, oh yeah, that's nice and clear. And people have loads of trouble with it and you're like, okay. Maybe I need to rethink that.
Well, this test knit I've just done, she's got increase round.
Yeah.
And then instructions for the next round. And she says, work the increases 6 times, commencing with the next row, and then every either 14th or 20th row, depending on which version you're doing, whether it's the moderate shaping or the more extreme A-line.
Okay.
That I did. And I thought, well, that's obvious. There's 4 increases. I've got to do it 6 times, starting with the next row, and then work 13 rounds, and then do another increase, 13 rounds, another increase, or however many rounds it is for that particular size. Nothing difficult. The number of people who were going, well, I can't see where to increase the 6 stitches. What 6 stitches? It doesn't mention 6 stitches. It says repeat the increase round 6 times. Doesn't say 6 stitches, but 3 testers picked up on it, and I'm thinking, are you people on drugs? And then there's instructions for the side panel, and the increases are in the side panel rather than the stockinette body.
Okay.
And the way she does the increase is a lifted increase rather than an M1 or something like that. So you're lifting it up to make sort of a funny heart-shaped stitch, 2 from 1. And if it's on the stockinette side rather than a reverse stockinette, then you can see the increase much more so than if you did it in the purls on the back of the work. And this woman's going, and they're really noticeable, and I can see it all the way down the side. I'm saying, why have you done the increases there? They're in the side panels, inside the markers, and they're purl increases. So you don't see them at all. Oh, I didn't see that. That's not in the pattern. I think, does anybody actually read stuff?
I think that's the problem. Sometimes when you've got a knitter who's actually quite confident, they sometimes read what they would think would be there rather than what actually is there.
Yeah.
And, you know, especially if you're doing a different construction to the norm, and then everybody's like, well, that's not how you do that. Well, that's how I do it, and that's how I want it in my pattern. And it works. So, you know, don't like it, design your own patterns. That's why most of us have started designing our own patterns, isn't it?
Someone messaged me last year, I think it was, and says, I think it's awful how you've copied Andrea Mowry by using this stitch in your mittens and hat pattern, this slip stitch mosaic pattern. So I just replied and said, yes, it really is awful of me to have used that in a design from 2012, before Andrea Mowry was a designer. How awful of me to have copied her work. I take it you will now be sending her a message asking her why she copied mine.
And the answer?
Mine came first. No response.
Why am I not surprised? See, and she could have seen that if she'd have bothered looking, because it tells you when the pattern was released.
Well, she was too busy having a go, and you just think, no.
Well, I'm sorry, but nothing in knitting is original. So you're going to turn around to someone and say, oh, you've ripped that pattern off because you've used stocking stitch.
Well, and Stephen West used it in a lot of his designs years before Andrea Mowry was designing. So does that mean Stephen West copied me? I don't think so.
It's just mental, isn't it? What are stitch dictionaries for? We all use stitch dictionaries, don't we? Well, I do. I know for a fact I do. I see a stitch in there that I like the look of, and I put it into a design.
Oh, that's not a purl row, it's a pattern row. Stop it.
Can you, like, pay attention? You're going to get told off if you're not paying attention.
So are you on the lace now?
I am on the lace now. I literally almost finished transferring onto a shorter needle, and I'll give you a flash. Saviour of the universe.
I saw it modelled yesterday.
With no bra, and again, it probably would have looked a lot better if I'd have thought about the fact that my boobage was down by my ankles again.
I didn't like to mention. Oh, it's not a public photograph, so you know.
It's not. It's literally not a public photo. It's not going on the project page or anything. Right, okay, hang on. Oh yeah, that's definitely a smaller needle. I don't suppose you'll see much of that. So the lace is just starting. Can you see that?
Oh, that's pretty. It's
so
a lovely yarn.
Last night when I went to bed, I'd got to the point where so my sleeves are done. Perfect. Got all the plain knitting done, and then this morning before my run I cast them off, and then while I was talking to my husband I picked them back up again, and I was thinking, oh, it's a lot of a chew on this. Why am I casting off and then picking them back up again? Why don't I just do a purl row? Because It'll be nice, but actually it does look much different. I don't know if you can even see that,
Can
but it
see it,
looks
yeah.
a lot different than if you just did a pearl ridge. So it's worth it, I suppose. It's just me and my lazy brain.
Yeah, I wondered the same thing when I saw it when it was in testing.
Yeah.
Because I thought, why do you need to do that? Why can you not just do a pearl ridge? But
yeah. So I've cast them off, picked them up. I've done 2 rows of the lace so far. There's only 6. It's not a lot, so I've only got 4 more rows. Hang on, no, sorry, 3 rows I've done. Yeah, I've done 3 rows, so I've only got 3 to go. And then you have to cast off again and pick up again and then do the rib.
right.
So it is a little bit faffy, but I think it's worth it. It's fine. What are you pondering?
I'm just looking at it, wondering if I need to put any shape in, but I don't think I do. Because I'm not casting off for the armholes or any of that, and it's garter borders which are quite stretchy, and I don't think it needs to be. And it, I suppose if I tried it on a real baby, and if it was an issue, I could put a garter tab and a button from back to front just for a little feature, couldn't I?
You could. See, this is the whole fun of designing your own stuff.
It is, isn't it? You end up second guessing every step.
Creepy squeaky door.
Oh, that's my favourite mug.
What, this?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, it's a bit rude. I thought you had a ghost just a minute ago and I heard something going scream.
It was Jake coming downstairs to get some of the clothes that are on the pile on the table to go upstairs that he wants to put on now, but not taking the rest of them.
He's not going down the pub again, is he?
I don't know. Might be off to see Rosie. She does part-time work at the Whitewater complex at Newton Bridge, holiday complex, and obviously they've got holiday lets going again. So she's been in cleaning between them. Red shirt.
Yeah.
So she messaged me instead of her own mum, because she's got Jake's old phone and it's all of his contacts in, and obviously I'm in his mum and she'd added her mum, and then she keeps messaging the wrong one.
She really needs to change that, doesn't she?
Well, I just said just change it to MIL, and she said, what's that? And I said, that's mother-in-law. She went, oh yeah, close enough. Do that one.
Love it.
But she was commenting about how the people had gone home and how the fridge was absolutely stocked full of food.
What's that all about then?
They just abandoned it.
Why did they do that?
Well, they often do. They'll turn up and there'll be cans of beer and stuff like that left that they can't be bothered taking home. Wow. So today, do you want the list?
More money than sense, I'm telling you.
What's she gone with? Hang on. Was it WhatsApp? Oh no, it was a text. Here we go. Could have sorted myself lunch, dinner and breakfast with the amount of unopened food they've left in this unit. Coming home with tuna, pita breads, pickles, sweet corn, sweet peppers, you name it, I've got it. Massive salad later.
Wow. Perk.
So that's their veg shop for the week.
That's what you call a perk, that, isn't it?
It always makes me laugh whenever the two of them go out to eat. I'll ask Jake what he's eating, and he'll try loads of things. You know, he'll eat sea bass with mussels, and next time he'll have lamb shanks or something like that. He never goes for the same thing. But I always know that if there's a burger on the menu, Rosie will have it. And they do eat a wide variety of foods, and her mum's a really good cook. But they don't get given burgers at home.
I was
she won't make them out. You know, they breed the lamb, so that they're not going to waste the meat on something like that. It's more likely to be a roast or a joint or something like that.
But when I could eat food like that, that's what I would do. I would go to a restaurant and I would order a nice burger, you know, like a bacon double cheeseburger or something, simply because it is the sort of thing I will not make myself. I would never order a lasagna because I make a cracking lasagna, you know, and things like that. You're just like, well, that's something that I'd cook at home. No, I'm not doing that. But a burger, even though it's as simple as a burger, I wouldn't think to do burgers at home.
Yeah. I'm more likely to go for lamb Henry or something like that, or lamb shanks.
I'm not fussed with lamb, to be honest. I don't mind it, but it's not my favourite. Callum's after some lamb this week. My sister-in-law, my brother and her are divorced now. But whenever you go out, it was a running joke in the family. You'd get to dessert, and she'd always ask, "What flavour ice creams have you got?" And the waitresses would reel off, you know, anything from between 3 and 10, depending on where we were. And she'd sit there and ponder for a second, and she would always give the same answer: "I'll have vanilla."
What's the point?
I know, honestly, my brother would sit there when she'd say, "What ice cream flavours have you got?" My brother would literally roll his eyes and sit back in the chair going, "Oh, here we go," because he knew what was coming. And she's like, "Yeah, no, that just didn't take my fancy." But she always had vanilla ice cream for dessert.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah. I always like something chocolate cake, or, you know, chocolate brownie, chocolate ice cream. I just feel like that's how I have to finish a meal, with chocolate of some description.
Chocolate or toffee for me.
Toffee, salted caramel. Yum, yum. Stop talking about food. I'm on a diet. I was supposed to be on a yarn diet as well. I think that's well and truly gone out the window, hasn't it?
Was a really good sale.
It was a really good sale. I haven't ordered from Wool Warehouse in a while, actually, to be honest. And I don't know why, because they tend to have better prices. Love Knitting is really expensive, I think.
It is for an awful lot of stuff. It's very rare I buy there.
Yeah. I'll tell you what I'm really struggling with at the minute. I've had to go back to my my Knit Picks, no, my Knit Pro, sorry, interchangeables for this, because I wanted a 3.75.
Right.
And I cannot seem to get a higher sharp in a 3.75 in anything longer than 20 centimeters, and it's starting to annoy me. I like the fixed ones now. I went all interchangeable and had loads of cables, loads of tips, the big tips, the little tips, all of them. And I actually just prefer a fixed one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm using just a pony needle.
Yeah.
With the horrible thick plastic, but it fit what I was doing quite comfortably, and it was the right size and
the length you want. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it doesn't really matter. It's not my favourite for knitting with, because you get that metallic noise. But actually,
I don't mind metal ones. Metal needles, I always use the metal ones because they're faster. But I prefer the higher because they've got a lovely sharp pointy end, really nice. And I like them because they don't unwind. When you're knitting away on your Knit Pro interchangeables, they just keep coming undone, and it's driving me mad. No matter how much I tighten them up.
Yeah, Michelle's laughing at the McCain's oven chips or daddy, and I'm still don't remember that at all.
You'll have to Google it. I'm sure the advert will be around somewhere.
Well, somebody will have recorded it, won't they?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, so I think I'm due another watch of Hamilton. I haven't watched it since you burst my bubble and told me that she wasn't wearing green.
Oh, did. I'm not going to lie to you though.
No, a good friend wouldn't lie. I
So
did think.
have you watched The Old Guard yet?
Which one's the old guard?
On Netflix with Charlize Theron.
Oh, no, no, no. Do you know what? When did I speak to you? Friday night, and you said about it. So Saturday, obviously bed, Friday night. Saturday, running in the garden. And then Callum come and we watched the first episode of MasterChef Celebrities. Oh, and I watched My Gardener's World. I have to watch a bit of Monty every week. And I think that's about it. That's all I've watched on TV. It's highly disappointing, isn't it?
Is she slacking a bit?
I know. I've got loads of things that I'm supposed to be watching. My brother wants me to watch the last few series of 10 Reasons Why, as I've only seen the first series, and he seems to think that it's very disappointing of me.
What's that?
10 Reasons Why.
Yeah.
Have you not heard of it?
No.
So it's about a girl, and I think her name was Hannah. And right at the beginning, it starts with her. She's dead. She's killed herself. Teenager in high school. And then these tapes from her start appearing in people's lockers or mailboxes or whatever. I can't really remember exactly. But each tape is addressed to a particular person, and it's one of the reasons why she took her own life.
Right.
Obviously 10 Reasons Why. So in it keeps flashing back. So it'll be in the modern time where it's the aftermath and her parents are trying to cope with it and her friends are trying to cope with it, and they're getting these tapes, but then it will also flash back. So the actress who plays the girl who's dead is obviously still in it quite a bit. And it's harrowing, but it's really good. Is Jake heard of it? Has Jake heard of it?
I don't know. He's ranging to go somewhere by the sound of it.
Oh, I thought he was talking to you. And I actually made Caitlin watch it because even though I think it was probably a little bit too old for her, some of the things in there that go on, I wanted to make the point. I think all teenagers should watch it because you think, oh, I've only just said one little thing and it didn't really mean it, and it was just a throwaway comment, but that could be the final straw. You know, so I just think it was good. It was really good, but I think there's about 4 series of it now. It's finished. There's not going to be any more. But apparently I'm slacking because I have not watched the rest of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Emma's asking, have you heard of a series called 10 Reasons Why?
13 Reasons Why.
13 Reasons Why.
Yeah,
You said.
Is it 13?
Oh, what? Is it what?
Is it 13? Oh, I can't
She's
remember.
saying, is it 13? Is it about the girl who commits suicide and sends the tapes out?
Yeah.
Is it good? Is it worth watching?
6 or 7 out of 10.
6 or 7 out of 10.
Whatever.
See you later. You got your key?
Yeah.
I would say it's worth a watch. Give the first episode a go and see what you think.
I will do.
Yeah, and then what's it, that one? What have I got to watch?
The Old Guard.
Old Guard. See, look, I'm writing it down. Old Guard, because I'll forget.
It's Netflix.
Cool. Old Guard. Look, I'm putting asterisks next to it.
Makes me laugh because she introduces herself to this girl and she says, just call me Andy. But she's actually Andromache of Dysithia. and she's about 7,000 years old.
Blimey. Does she look it?
She's looking pretty hot, actually, for 7,000 years old.
Cool.
So pretty good for 44, actually. But, you know, she says jealously.
Yeah, it's not fair. I wish I looked like her, and I am 44. I didn't even look like her when I was 24.
Well, I'm sure you did.
No, not at all.
She wishes she still looked like she was 24.
I don't know, because me personally, I think I look better now than I did when I was 24.
I do. I feel like I look better.
Yeah, you do. You're looking good.
I think so. In fact, we can prove the point, can't we?
Come on, what did you look like at 24?
Oh, you've seen it.
Was that 24?
That's not it. Where is it? I had it the other day. It is in this pile of rubbishy stuff.
Excellent.
There it is.
Let's have a look. Yeah, I remember that photo.
Yeah, that's at 24. Look at those sluggy eyebrows. And
There's
all that
Pam.
hair, that mountain of hair.
Oh, I had one. Hang on, I'm going to find a photo of me online.
Oh, and there's one I've just found in my Jakey.
Oh, hang on. Oh, gorgeous. On beach.
Yeah, that's up on the west coast somewhere with his dad.
Talking of beaches, it's quite funny. I did watch. Have you seen Around the World in 80 Gardens with Monty Don?
Some of them.
And he went to Rio de Janeiro, and he was hoping for nice weather, and he said, "Oh, it's typical. I've arrived, and it's drizzling, it's raining, and it's cold. There's sight." I think he was really disappointed not to be able to see any thongs. As you do, you know. Right, let's have a look and see if I can find a photo of me. I had some really, really embarrassing ones. Oh, it'll probably take forever. Why does everything go slow when you want to do something? Oh. Can you search your photos? I'm not very good on Facebook. I'm not very good on Facebook. Albums. Let's have a look at albums.
Or you could look for photos of you.
Yeah, I was looking at photos of me, and there's like a million of them, which isn't going to help. Girls, no, it's not on girls' night.
You're staring at them very intently.
Me, am I?
Yeah.
Excellent.
The look of concentration. Have you noticed I've had a bit of a home trim?
Have you?
Yeah, I've cut the sides.
Yeah.
And taken a bit of length off the top, just put a layer in. I haven't touched the back because I can't see it.
Oh, it's looking good.
It's feeling better than it was. It was getting to the point where I couldn't do anything with it, and it was either live with it, sticking out all over the place, potentially for months till it's longer,
right?
Or trim it. And then this morning I just thought I can't stand this any longer.
I've actually got a hairdresser's appointment for Friday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's quite scary thought though, actually.
Jake went the other day after work to the barber's.
Oh yeah. What did he say? Is it okay? Not too?
Said the guy was PPE'd up to the eyeballs.
Oh, look, there's one. Oh no, that doesn't. Have you seen this photo of me? Hang on. I don't know if I've showed you this one before. This is the first ever photo of me and Phil together. Chrome tab. Share. There.
Oh.
Look at that awful coat. That is 1994.
It is of the time, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, the 90s were a bit disappointing, really, weren't they, to be honest?
Yeah.
We all thought we looked good. It's like the 80s. You think you look good until you come out and you're like, oh my goodness, what was I thinking?
The next business wear was
what
good.
happened there?
The next business wear was good.
Oh, I could be here for hours looking. I'll have to find one later.
I did have a thing about Wallace in
have
the
it
90s.
Ready for next time.
Wallace twin sets.
Because I could literally sit here scrolling forever. Why do we put so much stuff on Facebook?
I try not to put so much on. Yeah, it's all a bit much.
Yeah. I'll find one for next time. I have got one of me and my stepdaughter Katrina. My hair is literally hair bear bunch, like in a big triangle, and I've got the biggest, fluffiest eyebrows that go around here, and they take over my face. So, but you know, that was what was on the news. They were saying, how comes men can go to the barbers and they can get the normal haircut and stuff, but they can also get a beard shaved and a moustache trimmed and stuff, but women can't go and have their upper lip done.
I don't know that they're allowed to shave.
Oh, well, they were saying on the news about them being able to do it.
Well, a couple of weeks ago when the consultation was going on, they weren't going to be allowed to shave at all.
Well, maybe the person talking about it got it wrong then.
I don't know. The government have probably changed its mind. I mean, after all, they're just sending us out there so that enough of us die that they'll get re-elected.
Yeah. Although they shouldn't, though, because to be fair, most of their voters are the older generation, aren't they? Not all of them, but quite a lot of them.
Yeah, I suppose it's a tribal thing, isn't it, in this country? It seems to be without any great logic.
That does annoy me, but here it tends to be more for Labour. I've had this conversation with my mother-in-law, and she says, "Oh, yeah, I'm good. I've done my postal vote and I voted for Labour." All right, okay. Who's your MP? Well, I don't know. Okay, so what is it that you were agreeing with, and why you vote? I don't know. Well, why have you voted Labour? Because my husband always voted Labour and he always told me to vote Labour, so I'm going to continue to vote Labour.
Okay. There's the logic. So this is
hot in the city.
Hot in the city, yeah. Can you see the sort of V shape that's coming? This is the centre back neck.
It's gorgeous.
One of the sides.
And
of course, it being brioche means that it gives a natural curve.
Yeah.
The back's dropped ever so slightly, so you
I
don't
love
do any
brioche.
shoulder shaping or anything like that. It's provisional cast on for the fronts.
So is that so that you can join them, just sort of like, do you do 3 needle?
You go down to the underarms and then put this on a thread and then go back to whichever front she says, usually the right front.
Right.
And then work on that down to the underarms and then work on the left front down to the underarms and then join the body.
It's fab.
So it's quite an expedient way of doing it, and that's a crochet cast on for that centre section. It gives quite a neat edge, I think, for the brioche.
Yeah.
But I was keen to see how it looked in that yarn and whether I would continue, but I think I'm liking it.
Excellent. Is that the same yarn as you've got your Evie in then?
Yes. Yeah, two are the same.
Cool.
So, and that is the 35 grams left from the third ball of Edie. So actually it's gone quite a way, hasn't it?
Doing well, yeah. I think I'm going to be finished this before I need another ball of wool. So I've still got 10 more balls left.
Wow.
Pretty sure that's right. There's that whole other packet I didn't open. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 2 lots of 5 is 10. Yeah, I've still got 10 balls, and I've still got that much of this one as well.
That's quite a lot then, isn't it?
Yeah. I thought it might be a little bit thirstier than it was, but then, you know, it's a shorter t-shirt as well. It's designed to
and you are making it to fit you as opposed to drown you.
Well, hopefully for the first time I will have a jumper that fits me, because I've got 2 in the cupboard that do fit me. However, when I made them, they didn't. They were too small, and now they do fit. And then I've got 2 that I've made from my own patterns that would have fitted me when I cast on, but by the time I've cast off, they're too big now. So, you know, this is why I asked you what size I should make, because I've got form. I'm not the best at picking.
Yeah, you've got previous.
Yeah.
And I think it looked good without the need for any bust darts or anything else.
Yeah. It's looking nice. I'm excited to finish it. Hopefully, I mean, I'm not going to go back out in the garden now. I'll go back out later on after tea and just feed my plants, because I usually feed them on a Sunday. And that's it. The rest of my afternoon and evening, I'm just gonna sit and knit this.
You're excited for your top then?
Does it come across really?
Maybe.
I will definitely, unless it is a complete disaster and it really doesn't look right and it really does need pulling out, I will be wearing it on Thursday when I speak to you. So, because I've literally got a couple of rows of this, a cast off, a pick up, some rib, and the neck.
Right.
That will definitely be done before Thursday.
Oh well. And then is it time to go to the pub?
I'm not going to the pub. Although I would go to the Winchester if I could. I do fancy being allowed in the Winchester and wait till it all blows over.
Yeah, not while the plane don't stop me now though.
No.
Just in case.
Oh, don't, because that's one of my favourite songs as well. I love that song.
It's just the fact that they're hitting the zombie in time to the music. It's that kind of sick choreography, isn't it, that makes me laugh.
Hasn't he got a new movie out or something? I just love Simon Pegg.
Oh, not Simon Pegg.
Cracks me up. But Shaun of the Dead is the best one of his, I'm afraid.
I'm rather partial to Hot Fuzz.
That is a close second. And I liked
Sergeant Angel. Look at his horse.
It is a close second, but I'm sorry, Shaun of the Dead is still number one.
Or Stamford's Most Wanted, the Swan.
Oh, I do like that one. And yeah, World's End was on quite a lot last year. It seemed to be, it must have been on Sky Movies or something. And my husband will just put movies on halfway through, and that just seemed to be on quite a bit. I like Dave, but it's not one of my favourites. I think I've only seen that twice. Yeah, it's an alien.
It's called Paul.
Oh, Paul, that's it. Oh my God, I'm having a great day today, aren't I? Do you know, this morning?
What's Dave? I haven't seen that one.
Honestly, this morning I said to Elaine, I said, if only there's not enough hours in the time, or time, no, there's not enough time in the hours, I said. And then I said something else to Michelle. I honestly, my words are not coming today.
Oh yeah, I do like the alien one with Paul. I think that's brilliant, and I love Jason's statement in it. It's just fabulous.
Dave would be a much better name.
And I think the whole way through, this is the joke that Mike and I have all the time about men generally. Apologies to any men watching.
Okay.
Or Phil, if you're catching us today, because this isn't aimed at you. This is aimed at Mike. It's the 3 tits. Awesome. And then one of them says, oh, what if she had 6? Oh, that's just sick.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really remember much about it because I've only watched it a couple of times, but
I love it.
I could have called it Steve. But Caitlin and I have decided that Steve is a good name for a dog.
It is a good name for a dog.
Yeah. Well, we were watching that Hill House, and they just keep going on about Steve, just talking about Steve all the time. Steve. I'm like, oh, that'd be a really good name for a dog. Can you imagine?
So
Steve.
who is Steve in relation to the plot?
He's the older brother.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's a good name. Like Dave.
Dave the Alien.
There's the alien, that's the one. Do you like that movie?
Yeah, it's a good one. I'm sure they figured they might call it that.
Well, everyone knows someone called Dave, don't they?
Will be Dave. They
My
absolutely
brother's
do.
called Dave.
I had to snigger the other day, an ex-wife nasty snigger,
Oh yeah.
because you know that racist white women are Karens. Unfortunate for Karens everywhere.
Oh, are they?
That's the name for. If you see any memes across social media of "Hey Karen," that's
Oh,
who it's
right.
aimed
Okay.
at.
Right, okay.
Well,
Get that.
apparently the new racist white bloke meme, the name is Kevin.
Kevin and Karen, who live
Yeah,
down the road.
yeah. So my ex-husband's going to love that little development.
Oh, love it.
That was really funny.
You right, Kev? Kevin and Karen are going to be the new Sheila and Bruce, aren't they?
They are. Yeah, they just really tickled me that.
There's some good names for dogs as well. Sheila and Bruce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jake's dad used to sit there, and if I'd wound him up over something, he'd be going tut at me.
That's annoying.
Well, it's just rude, isn't it? Because he wouldn't actually engage me in conversation about whatever was bugging him. He'd just tut. And in the end, I used to go, "Oh, hey, Skip, has Bruce fallen down the well? We'll have to ring Sheila to get him." Get up and walk out the room.
Do you enjoy a little bit of passive aggression?
Well, it worked. But if you're going to be an arse, at least be man enough to say it. Not,
Yeah.
Get round it. Pathetic.
I'm very passive aggressive personally. Oh, do you
Depends
know?
what mood I'm in. Sometimes I'm just aggressive.
I think I just need to cancel today and start again.
What if you just dropped your needle or something? What
Luckily, it was only a pencil, but you know, it's just the way that things are going today, isn't it? It's probably a good idea not to go back out in the garden and try and do anything.
You don't want to be lopping any fingers off or anything.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Those secateurs are quite sharp, and I have only got little fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, you don't want one of those emergency COVID manies, do you?
I'll probably get the pruning saw and be sawing away and go through my foot or something.
My uncle was fitting carpet at his daughter's house and managed to slice a vein in his leg.
Oh, don't. Please don't.
Yeah.
The thought of the stains on the brand new carpet, it's just not what Beth.
Well, it was laying underlay at the time. He was doing the prep work, so it was fine. Gemma never saw it, but
underlay.
He's not to be trusted with anything sharp. This is the same uncle who did the, shaking the Heinz tomato sauce ketchup bottle and doing that with the lid off.
Excellent.
And it went, and it was all over the ceiling of his and the cupboards of his white kitchen, and then it flopped off the ceiling onto his head and down his face. It was on his glasses, his clothes, everything. And he said, "I cleaned everything up," so I thought. And then I'm taking everything out, and he was living in a flat at the time before I'd moved back in with my aunt. And he's walking down the stairwell of this flat area to where the laundry bit is.
Right.
And he's got this bag full of clothes, and somebody goes, "Oh, I can smell ketchup. Really fancy some chips."
Yeah, but you know that only happened because he wasn't trying to get the ketchup on food. You can shake that ketchup over your food as much as you want, and you do not get any on your chips. And he does this just once or twice, and it's everywhere. There's something in those bottles that know when you actually want to put some on your chips.
I'm a bit fed up with the Aldi and the Heinz and these small, about that size, maybe 5 or 6 inches of like peri peri mayonnaise or a special, pesto mayonnaise or whatever.
Right.
You can get in the various supermarkets. And they're a funny shaped, supposed squeezy bottle. Well, you miss about a quarter of the contents because it just sticks to the top like the proverbial to the blanket.
Yeah.
And you can never get it out. So what I've started doing is I've got about 5 or 6 of them in the fridge. I'm going to water it down ever so slightly and then fill another bottle with the watered
Yeah.
down of it.
Fine.
Transfer them all across. I'm not paying every single time for, 3/4 of the product.
Well, it's really annoying. Really frustrating. My kids just throw those straight in the bin. And the other one is the chocolate spread. Caitlin leaves half of it still in the jar and decides to open the next one.
Well, obviously. Yeah, does my head in.
Kids.
Well, I'm going to stop there because I need to think about the neck shaping. But...
yeah, I need to. I'm literally a few stitches away from having an actual yarn over and knit togethers round, which is not a good idea when you can't concentrate.
Yeah, so show you the front, and then that's the back
It's
with
looking
the
good.
straighter side, and then obviously no side.
Love it. Love it.
Getting there.
So we're going to have some nice, yummy finished objects to show off.
Yeah, should be some
You'll
really
be
good
finished
ones.
with that. I'll be finished with this.
Yeah.
I'm going to cast on your ballet cardigan. As soon
Oh
as I
yes.
finish this one.
You were going to send Mabel, weren't you?
Oh, do you know what? I haven't. This is the first time I've been on my computer, though. You can tell when I haven't been on my computer because I don't go into like the after party and stuff.
Well, there was hardly anybody in last night because it was PJ's knitting party, and I was just in one of those weeks, and I was a bit tired, and I thought no, because then I'll be on till midnight, and then I ended up being woken up at nearly midnight anyway, so I could have gone on.
Nightmare.
I don't feel like I've got the energy to do it every week. It is lovely to see everybody.
Don't they do it about 3 times a week?
It's usually Tuesday and Saturday, I think.
All right. I don't know why I thought they did it late on Thursday as well this week.
Oh, they might have done. I may
Maybe
not know.
You know what I'm like. I just imagine things and just make it up. It's fine because nobody will argue with you. You just say it loud enough and long enough, everyone just eventually agrees.
Yeah. You sure you're not Tory?
I will be completely 100% honest and say I have in the past voted, but however, I think I've voted almost everyone except for BNP. I have done the Monster Raving Loony Party or whatever they're called.
I think he's dead now, isn't he? Screaming Lord Such.
Yeah, he died, didn't he? Didn't we have Binhead this year or something?
There was a Binhead, yeah.
Binhead or Buckethead?
I think it was Mr. Binhead and Mr. Buckethead who
stood
against the Prime Minister.
Yeah. And they did quite well, actually, to be fair. But, what they really needed to do in that constituency was literally have Boris and one other candidate. Personally, that's the way to get... Whoa, get him out. Did you like that impression there?
I did.
You knew exactly who I was, didn't you?
Winston Churchill.
That's the one, yeah! You love me, really. It's just, I don't know. We won't go into politics because it just upsets me.
No.
I did politics A level.
A nice beach scene, that would be more relaxed.
Yeah, that's nice.
Although you never know with these gifts. I searched for beach one day and a shark thing came up.
Oh, nice.
Wasn't quite what I was expecting.
You can't always see them properly until you've actually pressed send or whatever, can you?
No.
It's a bit annoying.
Oh, actually, this is how I felt the other day when Jake was having pizza. Are you ready?
Yeah. Were you a good girl and didn't have any?
I did not have any.
Well done, you.
I made a roasted vegetable quiche with no cheese because I seem to be reacting to cheese.
Yeah.
Put plenty of seasoning and spice and whatnot in it, and cut that into 6 or 8 slices, and I've been having that to snack on. I made some Mexican chicken, just diced chicken breast with some seasoning, and then half of it I used some lighter than light mayo to make like a salad.
Probably got loads
Got tomorrow, and then the other half of it I'm going to have for my tea tonight.
cool.
So I made lentil soup with ham, which was supposed to be lunch today and lunch tomorrow, but someone who went out recently has had the other portion of the soup and went, "Oh, is that the lentil and ham one that you make?" Yes. Oh, I'll have that. I'm taking it as a compliment, even though part of me's going, "That was my lunch." Does anybody else do that? Make their total favourite soup or something and stick it in the fridge and think, "I can't wait to have that," and then 18 ogre just fix it. I shouldn't call him teen ogre now. Is he a tween ogre? Because now he's 20.
No, he's just like an adult ogre, isn't he?
Mm.
You know, because you get tweenagers before they're teenagers.
Okay, maybe he's kind of reverted to that. I did go and take some of my Port Merion plates and crockery and cutlery back from. I paid the ransom
From the pit.
Yeah, of going into the room, and I pulled 2 big bin bags of clothes off the floor, some of which had food and drinks and things like that spilled on them. It was minging. So I got rid of those. The room smells so much nicer as a consequence. So I'm going to go in again next week and take more stuff.
Have you got a death wish?
Well, I figure he has. Go at the pub.
I don't know how my
Others.
lives in her room. It's disgusting, but I refuse to go in there.
I took some of my favourite big mugs out of there. Not these ones, because I hide these. I have one hidden behind the George Foreman grill, and it's got a set of, the measuring cups, the brightly coloured measuring cups sat on top of it. So because he can't see it, there's no neon sign doing that. It's safe. So I've always got one. There's usually one with me and one in the dishwasher. And as soon as it's finished in the dishwasher, it gets ran over here and put behind that one to make it look like I've used it. And that's the 3 cups that I'd use in rotation, because otherwise, because they're big cups, they would just be in that room all the time, because it saves him making drinks as often or moving.
Yeah.
But I took one of the other big Christmassy cups, and it's got like a knitted pattern around it, a Scandi knitting.
Yeah.
With reindeer and Christmassy stuff. And it's a cute mug, but it's got a very narrow base and a really wide top. It's honestly, you just look at it and it tips. So I hate it. And I don't have it anywhere near my laptop.
Yeah.
So he's allowed to take that up to the room, and it was just thick with black furry kind of.
Oh, please don't.
Stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why are children so horrible?
I don't know. I don't know whether he's conducting science experiments for the good of humanity, whether he is the source of COVID-19.
It could be either, couldn't it, really?
I wonder at times. I really do. My mum always says that he's going to either be a politician, a criminal mastermind, or change the world. And I'm really not sure which way he's jumping at the minute. But he's desperate for overtime once he starts work.
You need a new pair of trainers or something.
Honestly, it's just,
Love it.
Right, are we at 4:30? Have we done it?
Yeah.
Gone quickly today. Is Michelle playing with her pile of wool, or is she?
Well, she's using that mustardy one that she showed us the other week to do that.
The homegrown. Yeah.
Yeah. It's lovely. I had a little squidge of it this morning. It's very nice. That homegrown is going to look lovely when it's done. So it starts with the collar, because it's got rolled over collar, so she's doing the collar at the minute.
With the provisional cast on.
Yeah, and I think it's the first time she's ever done anything that's top down, seamless.
Right.
So I said she could just FaceTime me anytime if she needs a bit of
Want to
talking
laugh.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
Yeah, she's probably feeling a bit like this at the minute. See if I can get it to work. Can you see it?
I can't see anything. Well, I can see you, but
It's not working.
what's it doing?
Don't know. If there's a woman trying to wrestle her way out of a hammock, that's kind of how I felt with my first provisional cast on.
Yeah, provisional cast-ons are not good fun.
They're not, but they do a good job.
I like I find the crochet chain version is easier to do, but I find it more difficult when you come back to it. The other version where you do it directly onto a cable, I find that harder to do, but much easier to deal with when you want to come back.
Yeah. Well, I like
the pros and cons.
I like the Judy's Magic cast on where you do it onto 2 circulars.
Yeah.
And I don't always leave it on a second circular. Sometimes I'll just put a thread through and hide the needle, and then I'm not wrestling too.
Yeah.
Or using the wrong one, God forbid. But yeah, I do find that really, really neat. But sometimes it is just easier to cast on and then pick up the stitches. It depends what it is.
Exactly.
But for the back of the neck, for the inside of the collar, that'd be perfect.
Yeah, it's gonna look lovely when it's done, and hopefully she'll model it.
Yeah, she says she's going to put a photo on.
Cool.
Yeah.
Superb.
Right.
Oh,
is that it for today? Have we got anything else to show you? Well, I don't think I have today.
Well, I've got nothing else. I just need to do my lacy row now.
I'm going to have a quick flash of what you've got so far.
Woo.
Very pretty. So what length will that be? Sort of high hip?
Yeah, it's quite a short one. To be perfectly honest, I did add a little bit extra length. So the green thingy is where the pattern said to stop.
Yeah.
And then I've added that little. It's about 3 centimeters.
Okay.
I thought it just might sit slightly lower. It might look a bit better on me, but it will still be like I'll wear a white vest top underneath it, and you'll see the white vest top coming out under the bottom. So yeah, you'll see me in that next time.
And a lovely bra.
And a bra. I will remember to wear a bra, so it'll be a bit like that, but with a bra. Well, I have got a bra on now, to be fair.
It looks like a good fit, that one.
This bra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep having to tuck mine back in. They're falling out the front of this one. It's all a bit, it's like ferrets in a bag.
They're all chasing around each other in there somewhere.
Oh, I don't know. I feel like if I do it, exert myself, they might be out.
Well, you're amongst friends. We won't tell anyone.
It'd be fine. No one will notice. No,
just me and Michelle. Michelle will notice.
Yeah, but she won't tell.
She won't tell.
Lovely.
Not at all.
Right, so we'll see you all Thursday.
Yay.
And we look forward to seeing Emma's beautiful top being modelled.
With the bra.
Yes, with the bra.
Yeah.
A matching bra. And will you have a vest on underneath to sort of style it for us?
Yeah, I think I will, yeah. I'll just go for how I'm going to wear it. So.
Good stuff. Right. So which button do I press first?